Hello students, welcome to Abhyas IIT Prep. This is Kranti. In this video, we will analyze the evening shift of the 22nd January JEE Main paper. Without wasting the time, let's get into the video. Now, if you observe the physics sectional analysis, from the mechanics part, we got two questions which are easy and simple only. And if we compare from the morning paper, what we observed is almost all two questions, same questions, almost all two questions only we got. So which means almost all same in the morning paper and evening paper also. And when you observe the mechanics too, the questions are like formula based only and little bit lengthy in the calculation. Which means the time taking questions has observed in this paper in the mechanics too. And in the morning paper, if we observe, the number of questions we have seen is 5 here, which means one question has increased. We need to compare to the morning and evening paper. So this is about the 5 questions we have observed in the mechanics too. And if you see the thermal physics, here we have seen 3 questions in the morning paper. Now it is almost all 4 questions, which means one question has increased here compared to the morning paper. And we have observed one question as difficult in this session. We have observed one question as difficult in this session, which is in the thermal physics. And when it comes to the wave optics, we have observed the 3 questions here. But in the morning paper, we have seen 5 questions. Which means a little bit of questions has increased in this particular session. So if you observe the wave optics, here 3 questions we got. In the morning paper, if we observe, almost all 5 questions we have, which means little bit of 2 questions has decreased here, which means they have not concentrated on this particular session in this paper. Now we have almost all easy and simple only previous year JEE Main questions we got, and nothing new type of question. Almost all the questions are related to the previous year JEE Main questions only type of questions we got. And if you observe the electromagnetism, there was a huge increase in the electromagnetism. Previously we have observed the 6 questions here. In the morning paper we have the 6 questions, but the huge increase was there in the electromagnetism. And if we always say the graphs based questions will come, and that we have observed in the electromagnetism question. Now when it comes to the nuclear physics, we have observed the 3 questions. In the morning sessions we have almost 4 questions we have, which means little bit of increasing the questions were there in the nuclear physics. So finally, if you see the first year and second year analysis, almost 40% we have observed. 40% means almost same as a morning paper, 40 only. And second year 60% we have observed, almost same with respect to related to the morning session. If you observe the overall analysis of physics session, the questions were easy to moderate only, as compared to the morning paper also it will be easy to compare it, easy to moderator only. That we have observed in the physics sectional analysis. Okay, now next we'll go to the analysis of the chemistry. What type of questions we got, we'll see here. Coming to the chemistry sectional analysis, we observed that in the first year almost 56% of questions we observed, and the second year almost 44% of questions we observed. And when it comes to the morning shift also, almost same questions we have observed here, almost all same questions, which is 56 and 44. No change in the analysis of this, first year and second year changes. Now coming to the physical chemistry, what type of questions we have seen here, almost 7 questions we have, but in the morning session we have only 5, which means huge changes we have observed here. So this is the morning session. So now we observed the 7 questions here. Some little bit of increment is there in the physical chemistry, which means the question paper is going to be little bit easy. That as for the physics, the student feel that physical chemistry little bit easy, right? So we may expect, so the paper is a little bit easy now. We observe that Gibbs energy and spontaneity thermodynamics was little bit difficult, we observed in that. And now coming to the inorganic chemistry, from that easy questions we have expected, compare it to the morning session. In the morning we have seen 4 questions here, but here we have 2, which means 2 questions has decreased here, 2 questions were decreased. And organic part we have the 5 questions, and in the morning session also 5 questions we have seen. The basic principles and technology was a great impact. We have seen it is a basic principles and techniques was having a great impact in this session. Now coming to the physical chemistry, we have seen 1 question from the second year, but if you see the morning session, there was 4 questions here, and inorganic part 5 and organic part 5, which means from compared to the morning paper, it was 3 and it was 4. Feels some little bit changes were there. Here physical chemistry from the second year, little bit questions has decreased, and some unexpected question was seen also. Here we have seen 1 unexpected question in the physical chemistry, and medium difficulty type of questions we have seen in the inorganic chemistry, medium type of and little bit difficult questions we have seen in the inorganic chemistry, and alkanes and halogens also we have seen in the organic 2. Here compared to the morning shift, here we have 4 questions, now we got the 5 questions in the evening shift. This is our chemistry analysis. If we observe the weightage of the chemistry part, almost all the questions are easy. Say we have seen compared to the morning shift, the paper was easy only related to the chemistry. Let's get into the math analysis part. Now if you see the math analysis here, almost from the first year portion 40 questions we have observed, and the second year portion 60 questions we have observed. If you compare with the morning and evening shift, what we observed is here 30 questions were there in the morning shift, and here we have so little bit of increment were there in the first year weightage, and when it comes to the second year, almost all 68 to 60% were there in the second year shift. So in the morning shift we have seen 68, which means there was a weightage, low weightage in the second year, and first year little bit increment were there, so weightage will be little bit increases. And now when you come to the trigonometry algebra, there was a 6 questions were there, and in the morning shift we have seen 3 questions only. Here we have seen 3 questions, and geometry part 5 questions. We have seen the 4 questions here in the morning shift, and calculus 1 questions in the morning shift, same 1 questions we have seen, and algebraic 2 we have considered the like almost 8 questions we have in the morning shift, but it was 5 questions in the evening shift. And geometry 2 we have the 2 questions in the morning shift, it will be 3, and calculus we have 4 questions in the morning shift, it was 2, and functional algebra we have the 2 questions in the morning shift, we have the 4, which means you see the like observations. The algebra 2 have some questions was increased, and geometry 1 question has decreased, like the questions less we got, and calculus 2 questions were increased, and functional algebra 2 questions were decreased. This type we observed in the paper memory based, from the memory based questions, this we have observed. And now it comes to the question under like weightage type. Easy and moderate questions were there in the trigonometric algebra, and quadratic lengthy but solved questions we got from the trigonometric algebra. And if you see the geometry 1, what happens, the coordinate geometry questions were observed, and those are easy to solve only. And calculus part, if you observe limits and questions on limits, moderate to solve, little bit difficulty questions were there in the calculus 1 part. Now coming to the algebraic 2, every chapter like got 1 question, moderate and difficulty questions were observed. So here we have seen the little bit difficulty questions were observed. Algebra 2 and geometry 2, we have the 3D geometry questions and vector questions were similar type of questions we got. And calculus 2, integration, differential equation were moderate and little bit lengthy. We are observing that complete from the math analysis. The questions are moderate getting, but little bit of lengthy, which is taking the like time taken questions were observing. And coming to the functional algebra, sequence and series are easy to solve. These questions are easy to solve questions. So while doing the math, whenever the like easy questions are coming, you just try to take the priority of that questions. And lengthy questions, if you are observing, you take the after the solving the easy questions, you coming to the length time taking questions to solve. So this is about the math sectional analysis. From the first year we got almost 40%. From the second year we got the almost 60% in the math sectional analysis. Now with the overall analysis, it will be the almost moderate type of but time taking questions were given. Now let's get into the complete analysis. If you observe that easy, medium, difficulty level for the math, physics and chemistry, we have seen 7, 12, 16, which means in math compared to the first and second, we have here in the morning and evening shift. If you observe the morning and evening shift, what happens in the math? In the morning almost we have seen 9 questions as easy, and medium we have seen 11 questions, and difficulty we have seen 5 questions, which means there was difficult like medium questions has increased here in the math pattern. Medium questions has increased. When it comes to physics, we have observed 11, 11, 4, which means almost all same. One question is easy has increased. When it comes to the chemistry, there was a huge difference in the easy questions. So this is 12, 11, to this we have observed in the chemistry part in the morning session. But when it comes to the evening part, there will be a huge difference in the easy questions. So that's why the paper was little bit easy compared to the morning paper. And this is the easy, medium, difficulty analysis of the paper. And if you see the band score and the good score for this paper, here we have 216 paper. We are getting the 216 paper marks. If the student got 216 marks plus in this paper, then he will get the almost 99 above percentile in the paper. And if the student got 176 marks, then he will get the 95 plus percentage in the paper. And if the student got 140 marks, then he will get the 90 percentage paper, 90% above in the paper. So this is about the like good score and bad score of the paper. And the overall analysis of the video I will come with the another video regarding the next paper analysis. Thank you.